My mom works the night shift as an ICU respiratory therapist in New York. She's in her late 60s. In her position, she's the last line of defense when people stop breathing. She has to spend 12 hours straight wrapped up in all this protective gear. Please leave a nice comment. She needs some good words. I feel like in addition to the military, we should also start saying thank you for your service to our workers. They're no less of a warrior right now. In that sense, too late for a pay raise. But people should be paid what they are worth in society. So vote, every time. And vote with your dollars. Give back financially and through continuous action. And do not become complacent on these facts actions. The teamwork I've seen around me recently is intense. Intense. I am hopefully starting my redeployment next week at the Respiratory Therapist Rtsaurus Rex Vintage Shirt facility that houses the COVID patients and will be on a special project team developing the convalescent plasma treatment. Healthcare professionals aren't warriors. We're just people who are doing our job in unfortunate times. We didn't sign up for this shit, but we still have to do our job. Don't call us warriors. Help us get legislature and funding for better staffing ratios and better access to PPE. I think in order to be deserving of the title hero, you would have to operate well outside of the norm at that time. Currently, it's normal to work in overcrowded, unprotected, poorly funded healthcare environments. Respiratory Therapist Rtsaurus Rex Vintage Shirt. Tank top, V-neck. Ladies' tee for men and women. Tank top, V-neck. You're a better person than me. I'm happy to do my job. I love my job and I'm good at it. This isn't normal. I'll deal with C. diff, TB, norovirus, whatever. This scares me. And not because I'm busy or because my workload is heavy, but because I can potentially bring this home. I'm not typically a fearful person when it comes to illnesses. This scares me. You are a respiratory therapist Rtsaurus Rex Vintage Shirt hero. You deserve more than you are getting and so do the rest of us. The risk you are taking is significant. Don't shrug it off as just doing your job. You were doing your job 8 weeks ago for the same pay. Are not contractually obligated to do the things they do once they sign up? I'm not saying they are not heroes, but it is their job. I think more people than soldiers can be heroes. I feel that still going into those workplaces full on knowing you are putting yourself at risk to help others makes healthcare workers heroes. And better pay. My hospital is denying hazard pay while state employees get it. They've offered to let us have 40 hours of negative paid time off if we get sick with COVID. We earn about 4 hours of PTO a week. It is used to cover vacations and sick days, which means if we have to quarantine for 2 weeks, we can use all our PTO and also accrue minus 40 hours, which we will need to earn back before we are able to take a vacation after dealing with a global health crisis. Official Respiratory Therapist Rtsaurus Rex Vintage Sweatshirt. Hoodie. Sweatshirt. Hoodie. I can't quit. I'd love to, but I can't afford it. I have a wife that I'm afraid might catch it from me and die. I'm afraid I might catch it and die. I'm paid less than $17 a respiratory therapist Rtsaurus Rex Vintage Shirt hour and get so close to patients that our heads touch sometimes. I don't have the option of staying home right now without quitting. And I have bills. I did not sign up for this job to take this big of a risk. The United States is failing its healthcare workers. We're continuously called frontlines and boots on the ground, while people make analogies to war. When my buddies did tours, I was not in the military, specifically because I didn't want to risk dying. They received combat pay. I remember them complaining about the lack of protective. I lack protective equipment. I lack hazard pay. I didn't sign up for this and I feel fucking trapped. My wife could potentially die because of my job. All the thank yous and clapping is great. And I appreciate it, honestly. But if you want to really support healthcare staff, recognize that a lot of us are feeling taken advantage of, undervalued, and extremely worried, anxious. Push for healthcare hazard pay. We are making up something like 20% of confirmed cases. And we are offered very little, including basic protection. Other products.